Could it be that beneath Sweden's peaceful surface, a country known for its neutrality and prosperity, lurks a malicious underbelly of corruption and abuse of power? Today, we're going to travel through a timeline of events that seem to suggest just that. Imagine, if you will, the year 1979. The Geiger affair is in full swing, a pedophilia scandal that involves the Minister of Justice and politicians alike. The case is substantial, leading to the repeal of accountability laws and creating an environment ripe for corruption and power abuse. In conjunction with this, the health department manipulates poorly written directives, further opening up the potential for authority abuse. This exploitation is not limited to the legal sector alone. In fact, it spreads its tentacles across other agencies, further fueling this cycle of abuse and corruption. Jump forward to 2009. A prominent Swedish newspaper marks the justice minister as a threat to the rule of law. The reason? A flood of complaints from citizens to the European Union. These complaints, legal cases denied the rule of law by the government, constitute a violation of human rights known as victim crimes. A decade later, in the year 2018, the European Ombudsman accuses Sweden of obscuring transparency, hindering citizens' rights and guidance for legal action. The manipulation at play here is a fundamental cause of the collapse of Sweden's legal system. In the meantime, the Swedish Bar Association is being accused of feeding European courts with false information. This fraud prevents victims from pursuing their cases internationally. The reach of corruption extends beyond religious groups or patients. It even touches the terrifying sphere of child trafficking. The prison system in Sweden is in crisis, with 50% of the prisoners suffering from health problems, often uninsured, leading to cycles of violence. Immigration and discrimination against Muslims exacerbate the problem, as the criminalization of cannabis targets them, contributing to terrorism offenses. Sweden's health department tags false cannabis as harmful, ignoring its benefits observed in the USA. By manipulating outdated UN resolutions, the health department discredits the potential of cannabis. Patients discussing the benefits of cannabis are criminalized. This manipulation hinders medical progress, fuels crime, and traces back to a racist origin for cannabis prohibition. Sweden's extensive fraud misallocates trillions in tax funds over generations. Abuse of power is rampant, with victims surpassing state officials. This corruption remains hidden due to a compliant media, which hides it from international scrutiny. Despite the law of 2018 that allows citizens to report crimes against the EU, the government and the courts defy it, denying justice. Richard Falkvinge, a prominent figure in Swedish politics, questioned whether citizenship is actually a contract that is abused by the authorities. Corruption permeates Sweden's legal system, including theft, murder, scientific manipulation, and fraud. Corruption infiltrates the health department, the prison system, the courts, and the managing. This crisis protects democratic values and challenges Sweden's image as a civilized nation, revealing a systemic failure rooted in irresponsibility and incompetence. It's time to shed light on this urgent issue. It's time to expose the corruption, to question the authorities, and to demand accountability. This isn't just about Sweden. It's about preventing similar failures elsewhere. It's about protecting citizens' rights all over the world. So, take a stand, raise your voice, spread the word, and let's ensure justice prevails. An often overlooked but significant player in this saga is the media. Media have been known to downplay or completely ignore corruption scandals, prioritizing sensational news over hard-hitting investigative journalism. This lack of transparency, this veil of ignorance, is deliberately placed over the public eye, contributing to a widespread lack of awareness about the scope of corruption. The media's role in this concealment is a critical factor in corruption's persistence, and it's high time we held them accountable too.